Hey guys, how's it going? Josh Stewart coming at you from Golden Hive Studios in Prague, where I'm bringing another lovely offering from IBANEZ basses. This time, it's the EHB 1265MS. Now, EHB stands for Ergonomic Headless Bass. 1265, no idea what that means. MS stands for multi-scale, which is this fan fret kind of idea you've got going on here. Now, I will say one thing, it's been named very well. It's completely ergonomic. The first time I picked this bass or any bass from the HB series up, it literally felt like part of my body. And that's a lovely thing as a bassist, because we're used to, sometimes lugging around these heavy kind of ungodly things. This, fabulous. Nice and light. Nice, really well constructed, well put together bass. So let's run through some of the build quality. Let's run through some of the electronics. Let's run through some of the really positive aspects of this bass. And also let's run through, I think, who this bass might suit and who might benefit from using this bass. We're not really going to dive in and do a bass clinic and lots of slapping. We'll leave that for another video. But what I would like to do is reach for my cheat sheet down here, if I may, because IBANEZ lately is using so many fabulous woods and different designs that it's not as simple as saying it's a maple and it's a walnut and it's a... I've got to go to the cheat sheet. So let's go to the cheat sheet to look at some of the specs. So first of all, we got a fabulous ash body, which is this lovely blonde piece you can see on the back here. It's got a really nice weight to it. It's got a really nice density. It's a solid piece, which I really like. It's got a lovely walnut top. Fabulous thing. Beautiful color. I love this kind of darker finishes. Really shines. We've got a 9-piece bolt-on panga and walnut neck. Now, this thing, if you can get a good view of that at home, that's just crazy. Look at the layers in that neck. It's like a beautiful sandwich of some of the finest woods you've ever seen. And inside this neck is 2 graphite reinforcement rods. So it keeps the neck really, really stable. If I hit a note, doesn't have a lot of give to the neck, which is a really nice thing. I really appreciate that. So when you're traveling around with this bass, different places, different climates, it's really going to hold its tuning and intonation. So what else do we got here? We have the offset abalone inlays, which is another really nice touch along the fretboard here. We have a radius of a 20-inch radius on this bass, which is quite flat, but being a 5-string, it really suits and gives it a really nice playability for the left hand. And really nice then to set your pickup so you get a really nice balance of output between the strings. What else we got here? Specially designed bridge pieces. Now, they're a really, really nice headless bridge piece. I've played a few headless basses over the time, and this construction of these, really solid, really well done, IBANEZ. And real kudos goes to these pegs at the top here. This mechanism for securing the strings goes for my vote for the best headless design string securing mechanism. It's so simple, strong. You strap those things on, string it up, and they're in there for good. What else have we got here that's worth mentioning? Of course, let's go to the electronics. First of all, 24 stainless steel frets, which at the price point of this bass, another great touch. I do have to say, IBANEZ has gone above and beyond with a lot of the releases. They're giving you a great gig bag with this stuff. They're giving you some tools. They're giving you, some appointments that normally only come on quite expensive basses. There's luminescent side dots up here. If we were to turn the lights off right now and I went dark, which might be better for you guys at home, these little dots along the neck light up. So I'm standing on a stage, the lights go down, it's an atmosphere, and I go, oh, where am I? I look down, oh, there are the dots. I know exactly where I am. Perfect stuff there. Now, electronics. We got 2 Bartolini BH2 humbuckers. They're really nice, punchy. They got really nice amount of grit, nice amount of punch. I'm not running through anything here. I'm going straight from the bass, straight to my sound card. There's nothing else in between. And that's kind of really got a nice... That's everything completely flat here. I am in active mode, completely flat. That's the Bartolini pickups for you. We've got the very mid EQ in this, which is a really powerful device for getting the sound you want live on stage, in the studio. We've got the treble and bass stack down here, which is very useful. We'll go through a few sounds in a minute. We've got a treble and a bass under that. We've got the very mid over here, which means the control on the bottom here kind of chooses which particular mid frequency I want to focus on, and the knob on the top here is going to control whether I'm cutting it or boosting it, which sometimes is really handy to cut through some of those crazy guitarist noises that they like to do. Anyway, we got a little switch, active, passive, beautiful. If your battery goes out or you just like to run it passive, or maybe you're running some effects, some old fuzzers or something that really like that kind of passive, just flick it over. Easy as, what a great spot to have that switch. And simple as that, volume here and a blend pot, which I really like. I'm a big fan of the blend pot over the volume. I really like to be able to kind of get that nuance between. That's my personal taste, but thank you, IBANEZ, for that. Aside from that, they give you these great shallow strap locks. Another great thing with you get a bass, it comes in a bag, you've got strap locks, you've got the tools, you've got everything you need. Absolutely perfect. So last piece I will mention is the Diodario strings that it comes with. I believe they're the EXL. I'm going to the cheat sheet again. I do apologize. I believe they're the EXL. Cheat sheet is along with this one. EXL 170s, I believe. So we got 130 through to a 45. The Diodario sound great on this bass. What a great match. There's new strings and they just sound fabulous. So let's dive into some sounds before we get too lost. So let's flick over to, as we are right now, right in the middle of everything. So we have treble, bass, mids. We're on active, volume's way up, pickups are right in the middle, and let's give it a... It's really nice, really punchy. That kind of sound will sit in the mix really well, and that's what these Bartolinis do really well. So let's flick over to the front pickup now, which kind of has a P bass vibe to it, but not completely dedicated P, but could pretty much get there. So we kind of... So that's really cool, punchy, P bass, beautiful. If I wind it back now into the bridge, it does. Get a lot of really great harmonics ringing through in the bridge down there. So really, really punchy, really funky. So like I said, we won't do too much playing around. This is just give you some idea of the sounds. We can do a clinic later. Let's roll back to the middle, and I'm just going to play around a little bit with the tone. So let me throw the tone up about 50% here. That's the treble. So all the way up now. So, that's got quite a bit of impact on the sound. Roll the bass up. This is a big one. I probably don't want to push that up too much more before I peek out the sound card. But there's a lot of headroom on that bass. There's about 12, maybe 15 dB of boost there. And again with the mids, there's no notch filter here with this very mid. There's no kind of notch so you know where it is. But it's the kind of situation where you want to use your ears. You know, you're going to go somewhere in the middle here around the 2.5K, boost it a little bit. You know, gives it a bit more punch in the mix. That's something you can just play around with and really get kind of any sound you want. So this bass, all in all, as I said earlier, going into who this bass is good for, yeah, look, it has a look that's pretty modern and pretty out there, and maybe some people are challenged by this, and I know a few people who are when I've turned up on stage with these things. But I tell you, so comfortable to play, and these aren't really, although I guess you see a lot of kind of heavier, these are turning up in heavier music, and you're seeing them with the, you know, the guys who are really rocking out that low, the drop tunings and stuff. They work for that. There's some great settings through this EQ, really flexible to get you there. But there's some really nice, warm kind of, you know, you can get some really nice warm tones that you can throw into kind of some funk, throw it into some R&B, some blues. And while I'm on that, let me bring that treble back down a bit. And let's have a look at the balance between the strings, which is something that really helps with this multi-scale design. So multi-scale looks a little bit freaky, looks a little bit daunting. It's 2 minutes, you pick it up, you play, you just feel it's a natural way for your hand to sit, and then you get this really nice, that's without a compressor, that's without anything, and you get this really nice tension across all the strings, get really nice clarity, and there's almost nothing to do with this bass. Came really well set up from Meinl in Germany, and it's just a pleasure to play. So I would suggest, if you have a chance, definitely try one of these EHB 1265s. They sit in a really great price point. You get such good value for money. And, you know, I can't praise these enough. So check out IBANEZ's website for some more details. And I'll do some more videos soon where I get into a bit more of the playing. This is just more of an overview of this thing. And I can say this, big thumbs up. Thanks again, IBANEZ. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you here again soon. Thank you.